Okay. And what we finna do?
We're gonna read books.
We're gonna read some books.
Have a good time.
Once we finish our snacks, we will.
The library gives kids a snack, guys. What kind of snack y'all got?
Popcorn,
You got a cracker,
some
juice.
applesauce,
I didn't get any popcorn. Put that on the couch.
So we just hanging out at the library today.
So
And
basically, y'all actually do this for real?
do what for real?
Like,
And they're gonna do a little
Show them my
showing
videos,
us some.
Mommy.
They're gonna show us some animals today.
Mommy.
So
Show them my videos.
show them your video.
What do they have? Some can stay in the water. What do they have on their skin? What do they have on their skin? What was that? Scales. Okay, so they have scaly skin. Okay, and these guys are all gonna have scaly skin. All of them. They all have different kinds of scales on their body. Do they shed? Yeah, they shed. Yeah, snakes are gonna shed their entire skin all at one time, but all of our other reptiles, they're gonna shed in different parts. So our lizards and our gators and our turtles, they're all gonna shed their skin just in different parts of their body at different times, not all at the same time. Do amphibians shed their skin? They actually do. Okay, why do you think maybe we don't find this? Are you sure?
No,
Yes, it's a turtle. Yes, this is a turtle. Okay, it's what kind of turtle? Oh, what is it? A box turtle. Very good. It's a box turtle. You're so smart. Okay, so yes, this is a box turtle, and his name is Bob. Okay. Do you want to know how you can tell that box turtles are boys? Can you repeat that? What did you say?
we got red eyes.
They got red eyes. Okay, so if you ever find a box turtle and they have red eyes, it's a boy. Okay, and if they have brown eyes, what is it?
A girl.
A girl. Very good. Okay, so that's how you can tell the difference between a boy and a girl box turtle. Okay, so why do we call them box turtles?
Because
it's shaped like a box.
Kind of shaped like a box, but that's not the reason. What do boxes do? They can fold up and close. Okay, so Bob, if he was scared, but guess what? Bob's not scared because all we do is give him loving, so he's not scared at all. Bob could pull all of his arms and legs and his head into his shell, and then you guys see this line at the bottom? That's a hinge, kind of like a door, and there's a muscle right there, okay? And that muscle is going to contract, and it's going to pull the two bottom parts of his shell closed, and he's going to hide in there, and he's going to look like a rock, okay? So that's what Bob does with his shell, and he's going to do that to hide. Do you think it's going to be easy to get in the shell?
No.
Yes.
No, it's not easy. You think you can get inside of the shell?
Oh, he's getting.
No, you can't get in there. It's hard. So he's going to close up, and then he's going to peek with his little eyes and be like, no. And then he's going to peek when the coast is clear, he's going to come back out. Okay? So, do you think that turtles can come completely out of their shell?
No.
Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
They can't. A lot of people think turtles can completely come out of their shell, but they really can't. They are fused to their shell. What fused means is that they're stuck to their shell. It's part of their body. Okay, you know how our bones are inside our body? Their shell is kind of like one big bone outside that protects them. Okay? And if you see this line at the top of the shell, you guys see it in the middle? That's his backbone. Okay, his vertebrae. Where's our vertebrae? Right here, and you can feel it goes right down the middle. Okay, turtles' backbone are attached to the top of their shell. Okay, and then all their organs go inside. Feels nice, doesn't it? Very good. How long do you think these guys can live? Guess.
About up to 2 years.
2 years? That's really low. They can live much more than that. 10 more than that. 100. Very good. They can live over 100 years old.
87.
They can live over 100 years old. Okay, so if you ever want a pet and you pick a box turtle, you better be thinking about who's going to get that box turtle after you. Yeah? All right.
Do, but it's flat.
does.
Its hands is flat.
Yeah, its feet are webbed. So, you know, if you guys have ever been swimming and put on some flippers, you've seen people swimming with flippers on, that's what he's got kind of built in there. Those web toes really help him swim. So this is Ralph. This is our red-eared slider. So this is a water turtle. This is an aquatic turtle. Is there something else about this turtle that you noticed that was a little different than Bob?
Little tiny eyes.
It's green. Yeah, the coloring is very different.
And his
You're right.
shell different.
That's red.
Yeah, he's got that red, those red marks on him. So that's where they get the name
And he got the
red-eared
back.
slider. Yeah, the eyes are different colors. All right, let's look at the shape of his. Look how pretty that shell is there.
It do got
This is
red
turtle
eyes.
number 2.
When we talked about Ralph, what he eats, I forgot to talk about what Bob eats. What do you think Bob
We
eats?
have a
Remember
land.
the box
We
turtle?
looked at a land turtle and a
He can eat some bugs.
water turtle.
He doesn't live in the water, remember?
Oh, leaves.
Got a
Leaves.
turtle right over your head.
Lettuce.
What?
Do you want to touch it?
Lettuce. He does eat lettuce.
He's trying to look at that tail.
And what's
He want to touch that tail.
dirt.
Now we have a tortoise.
Oh, there
Aw.
she goes. Okay, so look, everybody look. Her front feet, she's going to walk on the nails. You see how she's walking on the nails of her front feet?
It looks like she's trying to run, but she's going so slow.
She's a tortoise. She can't go very fast.
So,
Hey, but she'll truck along. Sometimes I take her out on walks in the big field, and you always have to run after her before you know it. She's way far away. All right, so let's talk about this. So this is a tortoise. Okay, she's not a turtle. She's a tortoise. Okay, and her name.
Her arms right there.
What?
She's her neck and her arms look like.
That's just her skin. That's just her skin. Yes, sir.
can she took?
Can she what? Tuck. Okay, so she can tuck in some, but she can't completely go in like Bob can. So she's always going to be exposed like that.
She's
Okay.
trying to go in now.
She's trying to get away. She's pushing backwards. So turtles and tortoises have a bad depth perception, so it's hard for them to notice how high they are off the ground. So a lot of times when you pick up a turtle, they think they're still walking. They're trying to reverse or go forward, but they can't. That spins around. Do you want to touch? No, it's okay. Nice. So what do you think Sandy eats?
Leaves.
Leaves? Okay, she's going to eat some leaves.
She eat do something to her.
I'm going to let the kids touch them.
Vegetables like
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. She'll eat a lot of vegetables.
like carrots.
Do you know what kind of lizard?
Is it?
Horned toad? It kind of looks like a horned toad, doesn't it? It's not. It is a bearded dragon. So this is a dragon. So you can all say you saw a dragon today. I don't know who will believe you, but you did. It's right here. So you see, this here is Irwin, named after Steve Irwin. Who knows who Steve Irwin is?
The big side.
Uh-huh.
Only our older.
Yeah, so Steve Irwin was an Australian wildlife Komodo dragon. Komodo dragon, right? Yeah. So yeah, this is kind of related to the Komodo dragon there. So Irwin here has all these little spines around her head. You see those? They're kind of sharp, but they're not as sharp as you'd expect them to be. And why do you think they don't really poke you? They're kind of soft.
I know why they have those to protect themselves.
Yeah, and to look scary, because that looks pretty scary, right? If you saw that out in the wild, would you try to go pick this thing up?
No.
All right, and that just makes herself appear larger to predators. Yeah, so no one wants to mess with her.
This is about a king snake, not a king cobra.
Now she's got a snake.
No. Okay, so what are the big bad snakes that everybody's afraid of?
Rattlesnakes.
Rattlesnakes. What's so important about a rattlesnake? Huh?
Red light.
It bites, and what does it bite? What does it put into you? Venom. Okay, venomous snakes. Everybody's all scared of venomous snakes, right? And that's okay to be scared of venomous snakes. King snakes are amazing. Guess what? They eat all the venomous snakes. At
What?
least all the ones that are native to Alabama. Okay? So your king snakes are immune. You guys know what immune means? Immune just means you are probably the best snakes to have out in the wild because they are going to control the population of all the venomous snakes. Because if they smell a venomous snake, they're going to go after it and eat it. Okay? So one of the things that we have to worry about at work is if we handle a regular snake, we can't go and then handle a king snake without washing our hands. Because they could smell that regular snake, smell that other snake on our hands, and they could confuse us for a snake, and then they could try to bite us. It doesn't happen, but they have a very good sense of smell. They can smell other snakes around their territory, and they'll go out and attack. What's up? Something that's too big for it to
They say a rattlesnake can.
But they're not. Will a rattlesnake from around here encounter an elephant?
No.
Probably not.
A cobra can.
Okay, so let's talk real quick. He said poisonous. Okay, let's talk about poison versus venom. Okay, all snakes are venomous. There's no such, not all snakes, but the snakes that are venomous are venomous. There's no such thing as a poisonous snake. Ever. Okay, so poison is something that you have to ingest or it has to seep through your skin. So if there was a poisonous snake, to get sick, you have to like lick it.
Is that how many of you guys think there are more snake bites than human bites that lead to death in the United States? Do you think more snakes kill humans than other humans biting humans?
Oh my goodness.
So actually, on average, there are about 26 fatal snake bites a year. There are about 35 deaths due to human bites a year. That's pretty crazy, right? You're not scared of your neighbor next to you, are you? That they might bite you?
I might.
Just a little bit? Yeah, so that's something interesting about them. Just
Very interesting. And of all the snake bites in the United States that lead to fatal, almost 80 to 90% of those bites were because a person was touching the snake or picking them up. Okay? So very, very small amount of people that die from a snake bite are because they did not expect it at all and they didn't see it. Okay.
When you find a snake in your yard, he's there for food, he's something he smells.
He's just looking for something, and honestly, you'll go out there and see the snake, and you go inside, and then the next 15 minutes, that snake's gone. So really,
you guys said it. This here is an American alligator. This is Evie. Evie. So her name is spelled kind of like the first part of the Everglades. Who knows what the Everglades are?
What is that?
The Everglades are down in Florida. It's a very swampy place. That's where these American alligators are commonly found. But you guys have swamps here in Alabama. Maybe not right here in Birmingham, but down on the coastal plain, like she was saying, over where the gopher tortoises live, you might find a gator there. So in Alabama, you guys know where Montgomery is? Anything south of there, if you find a gator there, it's native. And they can live there. Yeah. So this here is an American alligator. The babies here have these yellow markings that you can see on them. And those will start to fade away once the gator gets a little older. At about 3 years, is that about right?
That's when they start.
So they grow about a foot a year. And another thing about them, look how long its tail is here. You see that? The tail is about half of the body size. So when you're thinking about gators, most of that length is tail. And these tails are strong, especially on a big gator. That's their most dangerous weapon. They've also got really sharp teeth, but they've got these really long and strong tails. So gators are really, really cool. They live... That's right. That's right. And so, so where do these guys live?
In the swamp.
In the swamp, in the water, and on the land. So just like those turtles there with the web feet, it also has web feet to help itself swim. These guys can swim about 20 miles an hour in the water, which is pretty fast, right? And on land, they can run about 11 miles an hour, which is also pretty fast. The average size for a male gator in the U.S. is 13 feet. 13 feet long, and the average size for a female is about 9 feet long. That's exactly right. What's the difference in the alligator and the crocodile? It's actually backwards of that. So the gator's more U-shaped, and the crocodile's a V-shaped. But the best way to tell is that with a crocodile, its bottom teeth will show when its mouth is closed.
This is a crocodile picture from one of the books here at the library, and you can see the bottom teeth coming out of the bottom of the crocodile's head.
Yeah, so that's definitely one thing about it, that you can tell the difference. Here in the United States, we have, there used to be a lot of crocodiles in Florida, but most of them have died. Oh, do you hear that noise? Did y'all hear that? It's calling for its mama. And a very interesting thing about gators is that they have an extremely good sense of hearing. They can hear so well that they can hear the baby gators while they're still inside of their eggs.